Hello, YouTubers. This is Texas Sportsman here. Got an update on my Smith & Wesson Model 586 that I bought a few months ago online. I managed to pick up a target hammer and a target trigger, which is quite a bit wider. Do a safety check here, which is quite a bit wider than OEM. And a lot of people were wondering why I would even do that. But to be honest with you, I really do like the wideness of the trigger, the OEM of the target trigger than I do the OEM trigger. As you can tell here, it's quite a bit wider and it's serrated. I was able to buy the trigger, the hammer, I believe I got it at Numerick, and the trigger, I bought it off of eBay, and I took it to my my gunsmith, and he did a wonderful job of checking it out. I asked him to check out the gun, and I picked it up today, and he did a really wonderful job of putting it together. He told me that the gun had been worked on before, and that the spring that they used for the hammer was cut too short, and some other work was done. He said that the gun wasn't made unsafe, but he was hinting more towards reliability, and I guess reliability does mean whether it's safe or not. So I strongly recommend that if you guys buy a used gun, whether it's on an internet sale like I did through Gun Broker, or any other place where you buy it from a gun store used, I strongly recommend that you take it to your gunsmith, your local gunsmith, the man you trust, and get him to check it out for you. Get him to make for sure that there's nothing wrong. Now, he replaced the trigger and the hammer and replaced a spring that was too short, and the timing was off. So two of the barrels, the timing was off. The rest of them were okay. Now they're all okay. So I asked him what his general opinion of this 586 was, and he told me that this gun was carried way more than it was ever shot. So I have a feeling, I'm not the first owner or the second owner of this gun, and I have a feeling that the original owner, or one of the owners, previous owners, was a police officer and carried this gun back in the day when revolvers ruled. He says this gun is practically immaculate, and for the amount of money that I paid just under, I think I paid $650 for it. I can't remember, but I paid less than $700 for it. And he says for the price, this is an absolutely beautiful copy of a Smith & Wesson Model 586. Aside from some of the things that were worn, like the timing, he didn't go into detail as to why the timing was off for a revolver that was barely shot. But he was able to fix it up. The timing is dead on. He replaced the springs. He put my new target hammer and target trigger on there, and it is beautiful. I can't wait to get it out to the range. But the weather's been pretty horrible lately. But anyway, just so that you'll see it, that hammer spur is just so much wider than the OEM spur. And the trigger is so much wider than the OEM trigger. It's serrated, and it feels very comfortable in my hands. I'm already a very good shot with this pistol as it is. My accuracy is better than average. And I'm pretty sure with the wider trigger, that it'll perform even better, perform even flawlessly. Barely even a effort in single action mode. So I'm really excited that this gun is back in my hands, and that it'll be back in rotation with my other concealed carry permits. We have open carry in Texas, but that's just asking for trouble from a bunch of cops who's got nothing better to do than to bother people who are open carrying. Anyway, I don't know if you'll like the target hammer and target trigger the way I do, but to me, I think it works, and I'm looking forward to many more days out at the gun range and carrying it around as personal defense. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.